versus Mad Team, Uniboy, and Candy. But I'm excited. This is it.
There you go. 7-0 AHQ. Can they remain undefeated? We'll see as they're on the blue side going up against Talon. Coach Big Fafa and Zoro helping out with the draft. AHQ, Green Tea, and Zero. Green Tea's always been interesting. He went on over to the LPL actually for a split. Helped out RNG last year. Was in the LMS for a bit. But then he's come back for AHQ. So we'll see if he's able to help lead that charge as we are just going through this pick and ban phase. Both teams know exactly what they're trying to get at.
Zoe?
Elise, Yumi, Varus banned out on the side of AHQ. Even with that Zoe being up, they'd rather prioritize the Misfortune as Talon had already banned out the Senna, Aphelios, as well as the Olaf. And yeah, give it to me. Give me that Rek'Sai. I'll be so happy. There you go, Talon. That's what I want to see.
All right, so HQ, either Talon would decide to pick up Zoe, because I think Candy played Zoe a couple of times already in the tournament. You also deny that away from Uniboy. I guess that's not going to be the selection, as it's going to be Ornn and as well as the Rek'Sai being picked up on their first rotation. Lots of power picks on HQ side, and Talon on their comfort picks. So once again, for the nth time, we're seeing Uniboy Zoe that is ridiculous with those bubbles and paddle stars, and as well as, again, 2 deaths. It's kind of hard to catch Uniboy off guard here.
See now, as man, Candy, he's taking it to him. That's going to be the LeBlanc getting locked in, so Candy's going to have that for himself once again. Like you mentioned, though, Zoe on Uniboy. Uniboy has absolutely been devastating on the champion. Civ as well, also on that set, can be a monster. We've seen some insane showstoppers as it's going to be the jungle bands now rolling on in on the side of Talon likely here as they get rid of the Sejuani.
All right, HQ, you decide to either ban out the Ezreal, which is the normal choice or the understandable choice whenever you go into these Misfortune matchups. So I wonder what Unified decides to pick up, as you know, Varus is out of the table, as well as we've seen Kalista appear once or twice already throughout thrice rather, in the whole duration of the PCS. Meanwhile, Sejuani van coming out from Talon Esports. Yep, they're not gonna see a Kalista.
No Kalista.
We've seen the Kai'Sa. We've seen the Kai'Sa, which I don't think has been performing really well despite the buff.
Well, we've only seen the buff. We've only seen the buff for this one patch, pretty much. Rakan being locked in. Okay, to be honest, I don't think you have to show. I guess they just want the supposed counter pick you get in the AD carry role, but Kongya on the Lee Sin. Oh boy, we've seen what he can do on this champion when it's in his hands. It's absolutely disgusting. And Yasira once again on the heavy engage support, picking up the Leona.
All right, so a lot of single target CC on the side of AHQ. And also great AoE damage in the form of Misfortune and Set. Also potential pickoffs in the early to mid game with Uniboy and Kongye working together as the Zoe and as well as the Lee Sin. And now, understandable, you lock in Rakan, you take away Kalista and the Ezreal. What do you get? You get the Lovers bot lane.
We get the Lovers duo, except their splash arts are weird when it's like this. Why can't they just have a shared splash art when, you know, they're together in the bot lane?
That is true.
Now you just have this weird, like, I can see Rakan's armpit behind Xayah. Then his
you
head's
just get
below
two faces on
and they're looking
the top.
like, and they're mirrored too.
Oh yeah, actually.
Because like Xayah's ear's over there, so you're like, okay, yeah, but she's on that side. I don't think that's... for me, this is actually interesting to see Talon lock this in, because we have barely seen this combo in the bot lane. I think it's actually good for Talon, though, because they have they've needed some much-needed CC to help Candy lock down some targets, especially with that Xayah got the Blade Collar from the Featherstorm. It also gives a lot of safety to Unified on the champion. So we'll see how AHQ's bot lane handle this. It's going to be a heavy amount of abuse coming from that Misfortune, so we'll see. So we load on to the Rift for our supposedly 5th game of the night. It's only been our 4th Riku, but time's moving fast as it's starting to get a little dark on the Rift.
Yep, indeed. It's evening and the animals of the Rift are still alive
doing
and
the
well.
exact same thing.
Yeah, doing
the
the
squirrel mice are in the blue
The
base.
frogs.
Our camera operators got a little swing heavy with the rotations. It's all good though.
It's all great. It's all good. Okay, so in terms of who my favorite composition is here for this particular match, I've gotta hand it to AHQ, I suppose. I mean, jungler wise, they do have some sort of similar styles, and where you can easily access certain spaces to probably dodge popular ward locations and get a sneaky gank from your opposition. But then again, in terms of, I guess the difference would be the AD carry part. There also definitely be, it will be contrasting for sure, as as rather Misfortune, lots of AoE damage, Unified as well, but it doesn't work the same way. Provides a lot of safety in comparison to your bullet time, which does just roots you in place. Gonna be standard start for both junglers, I suppose, for HQ and Talon. Most likely wanting to match the pace for Talon in particular. As again, this is probably the first time we'll see the lovers duo in the PCS in general.
Yes. As yeah, that's what I expect. The Misfortune is just such a heavy abuser when it comes to the lane phase, so we'll see how Unified and Kaiwing can try and stack up. They're going to be aiming more for those team fights later on, as we already see Candy getting a decent chunk of damage there onto Uniboy. With this mid lane, though, we always have to talk about your jungle duo.
Yeah.
Which is the mid jungle duo, and it's been a lot of focus here actually on Kongye and River, as we even see their matchup. The biggest thing about River coming into the split when he was back in the LJL was his early game kill participation. It was something like 55%, and as a jungle, that's rough.
Yeah.
That's you don't want to see. Kongye, on the other hand, he's kind of similar to that point here, and I think that's where maybe Talon have this opportunity for maybe River to try and make stuff happen in the early game. But again, you're going up against Kongye. He's pretty scary. There's a reason he's sitting at a 13.4 KDA as a jungler, mind you. As someone who likes to just jump into the middle of the fights, usually the engager half the damn time for AHQ. So we'll see how this matchup transpires over the course of this game.
Yep, for sure. As again, we've seen Talon Esports played a little bit more slower in comparison to the rest of the teams in the PCS, and for Kongye, he's been very aggressive with, especially when he gets the jungler that enables him to be aggressive, such as like the Lee Sin or even the Rek'Sai. Now I feel like right now, since priority is for Waco and Isera, we'll see if they manage to pull off a gank here, as again, once Unified reaches level 6, it'll be absolutely hard to catch the Xayah, especially carrying Cleanse.
Yeah, especially when it's a cleanse Xayah, mind you. Also opting to go in for the lethal tempo, so going to be able to dish out those feathers during those team fights. That's mainly what you're looking for. Like, Unified has the opportunity to carry a lot of these fights for AHQ. Again, I feel like that Misfortune, though, is just easier to do, especially with that bullet time coming out during those later game team fights. I feel like Talon are going to have some difficulty with it.
That's true, as you do have Isera as well to make sure to peel properly. A lot of CC options to choose from. Same goes for Kaiwing on the Rakan. But so far, we haven't really seen a lot of high impactful plays from Rakans just yet. But this could be different. I think that was yesterday we saw Rakan.
Yeah, we saw Rakan for one game yesterday, if I recall.
Yep. And in the meantime, it is going to be like this is understandable because it's going to be LMS, former LMS versus former LMS. We got a small preview of that HQ and then J Team on the first game, where HQ just grabbed whatever they wanted in the map. So the question is whether or not Talon can deny that, because all their lanes are they do have priority. But in terms of CS, they're dead even. So the question is whether or not Talon Esports will be able to deny that. They have a lot of tools to do so. They've got a lot of burst, actually. A lot of damage coming from the side of Talon, especially if you consider River and Candy as well. Got a lot of, well, I wouldn't say assassination. Yeah, assassination potential will be the right word. In case the damage not enough, you have Candy with a lot of mobility to just finish off key and squishy targets. Everyone's squishy, actually, except
Everyone's
for
pretty.
Ziv. Except for Ziv.
Oh yeah, Civ is just, WrestleMania coming at you live on the Rift pretty much with the set lock-in. And to be honest, we've the first week of the PCS, the Civ on the set was kind of ridiculous.
Yes.
And for me, I think Talon's vision control is going to actually play key because Civ was able to get some insane flanks off in their matches when we saw him on the set. Flanks that, honestly, he shouldn't be able to get as a set. Set is just literally he walked at you menacingly, and he was able to somehow avoid all the ward coverage in all these matches. I think that's one thing Talon should have for them is usually their vision control is usually pretty good. Big Fafa is always a big supporter wanting to get his team to get a lot of vision in that mid to late game because obviously half the damn time vision wins the games.
Very true. And that is what Talon, that's the plan for Talon Esports. They have a lot of vision on their side. And as you can see, there's almost literally no wards for AHQ. But Talon being very respectful, I think they got spotted. And they will decide to retreat. Ziv making rounds, going over River. Being a land shark.
Yeah, River is able to spot him out. Some good vision also there for calling it. Down in bot lane, though. Let's see. Talon being a little bit aggressive. No level 6 available for Kaiwing or Unified. Neither was level 6 there, though, for AHQ. As Wako is actually pretty low on mana, so he's going to have to back off to the base. Meanwhile, Candy's going to get his first blue buff of the game on that LeBlanc. That's going to help push in that Zoe while they can, as he's starting to get a small little CS lead. You actually see how much the Zoe has to respect this pick, because Uniboy's already had to pick up Merc Treads. Just for a little bit of extra defense against the magic damage. On top of that, the chain CC.
Yeah, absolutely. That is the plan. Don't want to, especially Candy carrying Ignite, might fall from the painful combo that Candy will unleash towards Uniboy. And again, for AHQ, we've seen a lot of Lee Sins and where the prime of the laning phase has passed and therefore not able to take advantage of how powerful the gankings are coming from a Lee Sin, and it all works well still as he climbs throughout the later phases of the game. It has been this, this is a common trend whenever we've seen, whenever you watch all of these former LMS squads duke it out. And therefore, because I know how frustrating it is that, for example, you do want to gank bot lane, which was seen in the previous match. They banked on K2, they banked on the bot lane. But because of Unified with Featherstorm, Flash, and Cleanse, it's just very difficult to make things happen, or rather capitalize on how powerful the chain CC would be with the Sarah there as well. So at that point, HQ is like, okay, fine, we're not going to put pressure on bot lane. We're just going to focus on objectives, which has been the style of HQ. Meanwhile, this is a good exchange for Talon Esports. Getting the dragon. Vision is key. They are aware of that take. And there you go. It's going to be one dragon versus a Rift Herald take. I think that's pretty good. That's a pretty good even exchange. Except whether or not where they're going to use this Rift Herald though to funnel their gold.
Well, that's the question for them. We might just see them try and break a side lane open. Maybe try and equal out a bit of a CS difference on one of these lanes. Hanabi's been able to get a little bit of a CS lead up in that top lane, as that's going to crash into him. That does allow Civ actually to go ahead and get some vision down. He's able to get that push in. So River not able to gank that lane easily. Yeah, it's been very quiet from our jungle so far for both of these squads. I expected a little bit more action from either River or Kongya, but for now, it looks like both teams are just kind of happy farming this out. Maybe both teams think, yeah, we have the late game.
Yeah, it's has been a common occurrence for these former LMS squads. And now that I think about it, the last time since the bot lane duo has been retained for Unified and for Talon and AHQ, last time they went face to face was LMS Summer Playoffs, and it was Unified and Kaiwing on HKA, and of course Waco and Isera at AHQ. But at the time, it was the second round of playoffs, and AHQ defeated HKA back when, you know, the bot lane duo was still there. In HKA side, it was a 3-2. It was pretty close.
Well,
Sneaky
Civ.
Hanabi.
How sneaky can an Orm be? That's a good combo actually coming out. As Civ ended up using the Haymaker. Hanabi going to use his ultimate.
Ooh.
Doesn't have a whole lot of mana left though. Bellow comes out. There you go into the Haymaker from Civ. Able to get to safety, so does have to use his ultimate. It's a trade of ultimates in top lane, but none else.
Yep, no flashes burned at all for the top laners. And in the meantime, it's pretty interesting that we see a Hanabi getting this gold lead. Again, Ziv at the top side. But Civ in the later parts of the game, whenever we'd enter all of these 5v5s, Set is usually always the bane of AD carries. And you mentioned how vision will be important, extremely important here, which Talon I think is very active in vision control. They've been regularly dewarding and installing a lot of control wards at the enemy side. Hey, Sarah. They're gonna meet in the middle.
Yeah, they're saying hello.
Yeah. Support. Hello, support. Fellow support.
All right. HQ Kongi has come down to the bot lane. We're just going to go ahead and clear out vision. Candy just sees the random control ward put down, by the way. He's like, okay, that's suspicious.
Extra gold, yeah.
Kaiwing is also,
yeah.
they're both like, where's this jungle at? Something doesn't seem right. I like this from Talon. They're at least respecting the fact that they don't have vision. As there they are. They're going to see Kongi appear now from that ward they put down the brush. Scuttle also spots him out, so Ysera and them are going to be tracked as Candy. Ooh, okay. Little gutsy, but he gets back to safety with the distort.
Yep, Suri as there's nothing to set up at the moment. They're probably trying to get a possible pickoff. Maybe hunting for River, who's just probably peacefully pathing through jungle camp to jungle camp. They've made attempts towards his bot lane. Let's see if there's going to be a dive.
Well, Rift Herald's going to come out here, so they're going to try and break the stall that's happened in bot lane. Talon have been able to slowly get more advantages. Oh, Civ just surviving once again. Hanabi can't go for the dive. Unfortunately, he is an Ornn.
Yeah.
It's a little risky. With that tower plating, though, going over to the bot lane of AHQ, it does bring the goal back within about 2,000. As Talon have been slowly raking up increases in gold just because of the CS differences. You see about a 20 up there in top lane. You see a couple here and there in mid and a little bit down in bot lane. River, though, has been farming up a storm on this Rek'Sai. He has been farming non-stop pretty much the entire time. That's why we haven't seen much action from the jungle.
For sure, and once they've probably tried to set up Dragon, which would be the next objective in store. Also got to be careful. Hanabi has completed his Sunfire, so he's going to be extra painful and as well as tanky. Okay, so 10 seconds on the clock, more or less. We might see some potential action or action, but not committing 100%.
Yeah, I was about to say, action is, oh, do they have control of the pit? Okay, we can't go. They get a dragon. We'll see you guys in another 5 minutes. Thanks for playing League of Legends.
Yep, that is the plan for sure. But because it's we've seen this.
Oh, this ain't good. That's immediately into the combo there. Oh, Candy! He couldn't get the clone in front of him, and Kongi is able to pick up the first blood on the Lee Sin.
I saw the clone being a little jittery, like where's the Q gonna land? Will I be able to dodge or rather block this properly? But because of that has happened the second time already, where you distortion in, then you throw the bubble. That is very Unfortunate. Beautiful timing by Uniboy.
Yeah,
And-
I
yep.
think Candy there maybe assumed there'd be nobody else on that other side of that wall, so I don't think that's why he didn't flash, because he had flash available. He ended up using it a little late, but or that might have been just the replay bug. Either way, Infernal Soul going to be out on the map for our game here between AHQ and Talon, as now the push comes through for AHQ, as they already were able to secure a decent chunk of turret plating. Now with them down, it should be an easy push here for the Misfortune to pick up the first brick of the game.
Right, more gold for Waco here on the MF, and get another prize as they get this Rift Herald with rather, that's Talon getting that Rift Herald. So another exchange, at least, on Talon Esports' side. Question is, as I think plates fell already, didn't it?
Yeah, plates
Okay.
are down. It's 16 minutes.
Oh, right. Didn't check the time, but at least they're getting that Rift Herald, probably deciding to maybe, I wonder if it's an eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Probably break mid, because you want Candy to have more space to see whether or not they can capitalize on, the start boots and Luden's Echo already completed. But yeah, let's see what decision is for Talon Esports.
Hanabi going to keep pushing in. He's got himself almost a 30 CS lead. Civ, though, will clean that right back up with the face breaker combo. Black Cleaver Rush coming out for the set as well, so has the extra bit of cooldown reduction and a little bit of the armor shred. What else? What else is coming online here? GLP for Uniboy to the Luden's Echo of Candy. Or Enchant, obviously, for both our jungles. And Kongi is going to go on over, and he realizes, okay, wait, Rift Herald's been taken.
Yep, it's gone.
You probably heard it, too. I was about to say, you probably heard the cry when it got taken out.
Yeah.
What was that? Is that Rift Herald or a cat?
My failed attempt into a dying noises.
Dying cat noises for Rift Herald.
Uh-oh.
We'll try and pitch that to the audio crew
Yeah.
back in LA at Central. How about that? Tower's going to get taken down here for Talon as they get themselves back into that small gold lead.
All right.
Man, both these... all right. I didn't want to admit this was going to be a slow game. I was really hoping.
You knew in your heart,
I knew.
deep down.
I knew in my heart neither of these teams would try and play proactively. They're both like, oh, we'll wait or we'll just play objectives. And you know what? That disappoints me. Green Tea, you had your stint over in the LPL. You're used to the, the non-stop action. Where's this action? It's 18 minutes and we've had one kill Riku. It's Hanabi's been the most aggressive person on the map.
Yes.
He's almost gotten 2 solo kills. Nothing else is happening.
Yeah, he almost had that solo kill. Was probably afraid to overcommit because, I think the showstopper was still up that time. But because that lane is about to open up, I don't think we're gonna be seeing more 1v1s from Hanabi and Zip anytime soon. Oh dear.
Well, chat was wondering, hey, what happened if it was a Karthus on the side of Talon? I'd be like, well, Talon probably would have lost by now already because that's what happened last time we played Karthus. It's just these compositions. Both teams are like, okay, we don't have to do anything. They legitimately kind of have almost the exact same composition as each other. You have a top laner with a bunch of CC that can soak up a bunch of damage. Cool. You have a jungler that's really good at getting picks off on maybe one individual carry. Cool. Even have an execute on both their ultimates. Mid laners, both assassins, both picking off one player on the enemy team. Cool.
Yep.
80 carries. A little bit of a difference. Okay, Xayah has a little bit more AoE when it comes to auto attacks. Her ultimate, though, is pretty much the same as a bullet time in amount of area. Bullet time kind of makes up for the fact that the feathers aren't on, Misfortune auto attacks. And then we have supports that just have heavy engage.
Yeah.
Both teams have the exact
same
almost composition when it comes to what they have.
It's a very interesting mirror. Oh, really? But in terms of execution, I suppose it is easier.
Look how even the gold is. Oh boy. I'll give it to it. At least the lanes here have been going in favor of Talon. River also has been farming up a a Storm on the Rek'Sai. Sorry, I just saw the Iceborne Gauntlet upgrade coming out for the Ornn.
Ooh.
Has Hanabi... I think that's the first Iceborne we've actually seen in PCS.
I think it's because, you know, he wants to stick with Ziv as much as he
guess.
can. Because he's so frustrated that he hasn't killed Ziv. And then therefore, okay, maybe
it's like it's fought every couple games. We just don't see it in PCS. Usually none of the Ornns actually go for an upgraded Iceborne let alone Iceborne Gauntlet in PCS. That's why I'm a little confused.
True.
Hey, it's good for the wave clear. You saw the Zenith Blade. All right, Talon, there you go. Kaiwing able to engage with the quickness. They're able to get some damage, but stopwatches have yet to be popped here. Candy tried to go in for the play. Bubble is going to land. Here comes the teleport. Hanabi, he didn't need to teleport at this point, but hey, he's going to be here at least for the dragon. Here comes Civ. They want to now go for a fight. Cooldowns. Still got bullet time for the Misfortune. You still got the Feather Storm for Unified. Let's see. River also has his too. Oh, that's a nice little bubble coming on in. Here comes Call of the Forge God into the choke point. Talon, though, look like they wish to finish off the Infernal, and they shall secure it. Civ wants to act as that front line. Goes in. He's able to still get the damage, even though Hanabi was unstoppable, but still it wasn't enough damage. Now River goes back for the engage. Bullet Time, though, is able to collapse, and Talon can't pull the trigger. Both these teams are pretty much doing the exact same thing throughout the fight, Riku, and no one dies.
This is what we were talking about, right? Commit to a fight, but not really, 100%. If everyone is low, back away. And that is the agreement between Talon and AHQ. But on the longer end of the stick, Talon has won that because they do get that Infernal Drake in that exchange. And this was pretty interesting. You got Hanabi stalling. I like the interaction with the Showstopper. It just showed him snatching through the ground.
Hey, he still gets the damage off, even though he doesn't bring Hanabi. The damage still falls through. He's like, I am going to bring the air at you at full force. But still, like, exact same thing. A little bit engage. Oh, we'll use this ultimate. Okay, we'll disengage. And then it's like Candy can't do anything because he's fallen asleep to the side. And now we're back to the PCK. It's the Pacific
PCK.
Challengers Korea. I legitimately,
like
this is both these teams just don't want to fight. They're waiting for objectives, and they both like, we have the better team comp. No, we have the better team comp. What team comp do you actually think is better here? Like, they're both the same. Yeah, Sif gets caught out. Hey, I think the better team comp goes on over to Talon if they're able to find it. There comes a knock-up. No Haymaker available, and Hanabi is going to be able to pick up the kill. There's another knock-up. I understand the Iceborne Gauntlet. It's for that cooldown reduction to get themselves another knock-up and another kill. As Talon finally able to draw blood in this game.
That was interesting. If the Lee Sin was just flying non-stop, Kongye, poor Kongye. But this equates into the mid lane. Do want to get that tower out of the way. But looks like that's a no-go then.
There we go. Let's take a look down toward this again. Hanabi gets the first knock-up. How many knock-ups can you have? Boom. It goes again. And then there's another one.
And another one.
He's just ramming forward. He's just smashing his head in the keyboard at this point.
Oh my word.
It's the knock-ups.
It's the chain knock-up CC with featuring River and Hanabi. There you go. And oh wait, no, with Kaiwing too. It's perfect. You chain all that, and it's actually not very hard to land. It's very straightforward. So once you chain all of those knock-ups, it's just easy kill for Talon Esports.
Now we got ourselves back into our ARAM state in mid lane, as we're gonna have the second Infernal of the game. Join us in about 2 minutes. And I almost don't like how important dragons are again. Like how much it's prioritized. Like you see, the top lane is now bot lane is the new top lane. Both top laners want to be right beside the fight. The top side of the map is just slowly always going to start pushing in favor of Talon.
Yeah.
Like that's how they've been kind of going for it. Oh, look at this. Talon being sneaky snakes.
Oh.
Hanabi going for the flank. Oh, he gets a double knock-up. Uniboy going low. That's going to be the chain. Into the rest of the damage. Tandy is able to find himself the kill on Uniboy. He jumps in. He gets a double kill on the LeBlanc. And Talon starting to pick up the pace here in the game.
Yo, 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 what is that? We were actually worried about Ziv's flanks, but on the other side of the spectrum, Hanabi had a really nice setup towards this wall. That's a triple knock-up. Perfect setup by Talon, and everything just came flying through. And that not only gives them 3 kills, but it also gives them the Baron. No contest whatsoever.
There we go. Baron going in favor of Talon. Let's see what they can do with the buff, as that's going to extend their gold lead to almost 5,000 over AHQ. And AHQ starting to look at the possibility of dropping their first game here in PCS.
It's interesting as well that, again, this is the first time we're seeing HQ play from behind. So whether or not they can pick up, we've seen a lot of turnarounds already in the PCS where, winning team, a rather losing team. Wait, I'm confused. No, 10k gold lead, you lose the lead, you still did not get the victory. So it is still a possibility. But AHQ, this is a different AHQ that I'm seeing for the PCS, and Talon having a lot of control on towards this third dragon of the game, and I guess AHQ will just concede.
And there we go. Talon picking up their third Drake. In 5 minutes, they'll have the ability to go and get the Infernal Soul if they wish. And for AHQ, it's now a question of, can this team fight be better executed for them? And at this point, too, there's also becoming a bit more of a concern because all these ornaments have been finished off. There's 5 Ornn upgraded abilities.
Yes.
I said abilities. Items.
Items. And I agreed. Oh, wait.
Here we go. Engage comes out. Call the Forge God into the Blade Caller. Waco's taken down. There goes your damage on the side of AHQ. But Haymaker finds a decent chunk of damage. Blade Caller comes on through. And Civ will eat down there easily. Candy.
That's the clone.
That's the clone.
Okay.
He's tricking both of us here. As Hanabi goes unstoppable, they go for the disengage. It's going to be a 2 for 2 in the end.
I wonder how that fight went. How did Waco die here? So they all just practically dove upon Waco, and Unified, I think, was a little bit in the middle of it all, I suppose, and that's a huge haymaker by Ziv. But at that time, Candy was the only carry alive at that point. I think they dove in too deep, and therefore everything just mashed together for Ziv to make a play.
Yeah, I'm going to go back here. These ornaments now, you got 5 of them on your squad. That's ridiculous. You can always add 1,000 gold per Ornn upgraded item, pretty much, to the tally. And at the moment, with that added, Talon are almost at a 10,000 gold lead.
Whew.
In theory.
In theory. But yeah, a lot of value being acquired by this Ornn pick, and just spreading all of these blessings.
Spreading the love.
Yeah, spreading love. Exactly. That's
Christmas cheer. Wait, no, he's not Santa.
What if there's going to be a Santa skin? What if?
What, does he just like send reindeer at you? Is that his ultimate? He's going to send another Ornn all down the lane. This looks very similar to what we saw before. Bullet time comes out, but Hanabi just soaks up all the damage. He doesn't even care. In comes the showstopper. Now Unified back into the Blade Caller. Civ, Haymaker finds a decent chunk of damage, and neither team loses a single member.
All right, they're calling it a day. It is very River. It's just going to try and steal a couple of Raptor babies. Looks like it's not going to be possible. Yes, that bullet time was unfortunate, and it didn't land on most of Talon Esports' members, but it did. Hanabi did an amazing. He stood there, did his job, soaking and being that front line, and he's gonna get tankier and tankier and tankier. Look at Hanabi, 205 right now on this Ornn.
Hanabi's playing out of his mind, actually.
Yeah,
he's got 100% kill participation. He has become the jungle, pretty much, I would say, of this game for Talon. River, he's been securing objectives, at least. But a lot of the action's been revolving around Hanabi actually starting up these plays, which, impressively, there's a decent amount of respect Hanabi has for, AHQ. Hanabi always said he was the 10th best top laner in the PCS in his interviews. He always thinks highly of Civ. Civ, unfortunately this time around for AHQ, not able to have super carry performances. We'll see what he's able to do as he's on top of a ward, and oh, the control ward doesn't see that. That's a little tragic. Candy is caught out to get rid of the Banshees, but it's a little block. It's pretty hard to keep track as he'll back off to safety. And Civ just clears out the wave once again, and 1 minute now on Talon. They'll be able to go ahead and secure the Infernal Drake and Soul unless AHQ stop them.
Exactly. That is the plan for Talon. Yeah, because we were expecting plays from Ziv, like a really huge flank. I don't think it's possible at the moment because Talon Esports' vision control is just really, really good. From early to up to this point in the game in particular has been very, very impressive. So it just denies some sort of play from AHQ. There's just the control wards are just everywhere. And now that they've set up for Infernal Drake, it's up to HQ whether or not they're able to try something. But the wave is shoved. Candy. Banshee's gonna get popped.
Banshee's popped, but guess what? That's Candy. He's a little Blanc. He gets back to safety. HQ are kind of just fishing at straws at this point. Like, Uniboy, sure, he's gonna get that bubble, but it's on Hanabi. Hanabi don't care. He just breathes fire and he can escape the, you know, celestial being's ability to put anyone to sleep.
Exactly. Very, very tough opponent, this Hanabi. Now, who starts? Talon Esports would definitely want to start, but
I think they can just let AHQ try and do something here. Talon, at this point, I think, are in the driver's seat when it comes to this game. I think they just want to see whether or not AHQ try and overexert themselves trying to prevent this. Uniboy having to use the the shielding, the barrier, as Talon bring this onto the far side of the pit. Kongye could look for the steal. Hanabi trying to run interference. It's already too late. Call the Forge God. Going to be popped. And it gets knocked onto the Leona immediately. Let's see. Can AHQ even respond to this? Candy already jumping in. Gets Kongye to go into his stopwatch. Waiting on the other side of the wall, though. It's going to be another knock-up from River as they're able to find two members on the side of Talon. And like that, with the Infernal Drake, they can also go up to Baron now and secure it with the lack of the Lee Sin.
Okay, let's check that again. So unfortunately, Kongye, a little bit too late on the Q, was actually pulled very far away from reach of HQ, and HQ's retreat. There's not a lot of disengage options for you. Actually, yeah, there's not a lot. If you do want, probably time the Solar Flare. But other than that, Talon Esports has a lot of chase potential here. Gets 2 kills, gets that Baron, Dragon Soul, everything in Talon's pockets. Every single, you know, not really item, but all the tools in the world to just, you know, finally defeat AHQ has been undefeated so far in the PCS.
And there we go. Uniboy, unfortunately, too, he's taken a hit to his KDA. He's gotten 1 extra death, Riku.
Oh, no.
That has literally added 50% of his death total.
It's now 32-3.
32-3. What? No, it's not. That's not how KDAs work.
No, I mean his current, his total KDA. 32 kills, and then...
That's his average.
Oh, that's his average?
That's his average KDA.
Wow, math failed. Math failed me.
He's absolute monster still. KDAs don't matter, though, when you're losing.
Nah, that's true.
3-9. Another. That's a Thorn Mail coming out from Hanabi.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this build is so troll. I love it. It's literally, yeah, you have a misfortune. I think I heal damage when I eat a bullet time. That's pretty much how Hanabi is playing this. Let's see.
Oh, so
got another
tanky.
bubble. He don't care. Hanabi, it's the direct counter. Apparently. Oh, and he also gets, like, shielding from Rakan. I hate to say this for HQ, but their streak might come to an end. Civ looking for the showstopper, brings it back onto Hanabi. That's going to be the Forge God coming out into a double knockup, and Civ now gets locked down. Haymaker's there, but it's just not enough damage. The bullet time, you see Hanabi, he don't care. River jumps into the back. He's in the stasis of the Guardian Angel, but they keep going forward. It's the engage. Waco has to flash back to safety, but the rest of the team shall fall. 3-12. Talon, with minions, with Baron buff, should be able to end this game.
Yeah, there's just only 2 members there to try and defend and probably try to maybe a pick off or whatever, but they have Baron, they have everything, they have the dive, Opal.
And there it is. Set goes down. Civ not able to help out his team. Uniboy, he's going to run underneath tower. Do it, Talon. Destroy the KDA. They're going to destroy the base instead. 3-13. Talon take on the victory and are able to break the win streak of AHQ.
That is a big, big win from Talon Esports. Imagine